I assure you that your reward will be quite handsome if you give me your all, give me your essence, then I in turn will be able to make you more than everything you've ever imagined. I'll pull out this contract. Just sign on the line.
Hello, adventurer. This is our Curse of Strahd actual playthrough. As always, it is a safer work and story-driven D&D campaign. If you are a first-time viewer, we recommend starting your quest on episode 1. Otherwise, stick around to be transported into the cursed lands of Barovia. Last time on Curse of Strahd, our adventurers, after their long night or their long day of a brutal fight, they woke up the next morning and decided that they were going to visit the Nezikov family in search of more answers to the plague they are looking into. The Nezikov family was hesitant at first, understandably, but soon opened up and told the adventurers about their father's last few days. The party then decided to go back to the old Durst Mill, where they were a little bit more prepared this time. They found a large plague-filled zombie who they were able to easily defeat. After leaving the factory, they made their way to the local well to investigate. Silas volunteered to enter the well, where he found multiple zombie bodies, including the ones from their previous fight the last day, floating in the water. Silas cleared the bodies out and burned them, while Killian used his magic to cleanse the water. And that's where we're going to start our session. Silas, you watch as Killian drops this glowing purple water down the well. And you see as it spreads throughout the well and cleans it, almost cleaner than most lakes or water that you've seen before. What is it that you would like to do now?
I want to look around real quick and see if there's like any entrances to this cavern other than the well itself.
Okay.
So I'm going to look around, look
Go
for
ahead
a cave
and
or a set of stairs or something that someone else could have gotten down here without, literally going in the well.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll me a investigation.
Cool. It's +0, so it's a 19.
Hey, not too bad. As you kind of look around, let me kind of pull up this cave real quick for you. You can see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of look around and you see that, again, this cavern is much larger than you would think that it would be. And there are some offshoots that kind of seem water-made, but there's nothing really man-made down here aside from a few support structures and of course the well itself.
Okay. Alrighty then. I'm gonna.
Sorry, what was that?
I said, alrighty then. I think I'm just gonna go to the edge, and I'm going to shout up out of the cavern. I think we're all done down here. Lower rope down. Pull me out.
What's the password?
Yeah, how do we know it's actually you?
Yeah. What's the password, Zeno?
I don't know, whatever he says.
I'll shoot both of you once you pull me up if you don't
It's-
get me out in the
it's-
next 2 minutes.
It's definitely him. We should lower the rope.
Yeah, that's good enough.
All right.
I'll throw a rope down.
Okay.
I was looking for shiver me timbers, but
Ooh, sorry. It's what is
And I'm gonna
shivery
say
timbers?
that with the
what is shiver me timbers?
with the help of them, you're able to get out of here.
Okay.
So you were all able to pull Silas up.
Cool.
How was it down there? Was it cramped?
No, it's quite big actually.
Really?
Dark too. Yeah. Yeah. There were some bodies down there, including some of the ones that we dealt with yesterday, and what was left of them.
So there's somebody in town messing about then.
That there he is.
We'd better find this person and make a public execution out of them or something.
Yeah, I think we go to Ismark and let him know what we've accomplished so far, and then I agree, we need to find this person.
In the execution?
Then the execution.
Should we stop by that trader on the way to Ismark's? Collect on our... Go ahead.
Well, Ismark said that he'd put a word in, get us something special if we finish these tasks. So I'm thinking we go to Ismark first, and then hit the trader on the way back. What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right. All right, all right, all right.
You just turned into Matthew McConaughey.
All right, so you guys may make your way to Ismark then.
Yes.
What time is it about as we are doing so?
It would probably be afternoon. You guys kind of woke up in the morning and went and talked to the family, and then made your way to the factory, and that was kind of about it. So it's probably spent about half a day doing those things.
Okay.
So as you're walking around, the hustle and bustle is as much as the village of Barovia has. There's people walking around, and again, more people in this square that you are at with the well. And they do, again, try to avoid you as much as they can.
We just saved all these people, and they're still avoiding us. I thought they
I think
would.
it's all right.
I thought they would come around a lot quicker than they are.
You know what? I don't blame them.
Maybe we should haunt all their dreams or something.
No, we absolutely shouldn't do that. Besides, what kind of heroes would we be if we saved these people expecting them to be thankful for it? We should be helping these people out simply because they're in need of it, not because we need something out of it.
That is a concept I've never thought about before.
Yeah.
You're a good person, Silas. I don't care what Killian says.
Hey, what?
And I'll just keep walking on.
I never said you're a bad person.
Uh-huh. And then I just turn around and
I
walk
might have
away.
thought it.
What was that?
What?
Huh?
Let's go to Ismark's.
Yeah. Let's go to his marks.
Okay. So you make your way up the road towards Ismark's his house. If I can find it right there. And the scene is again very similar to what you saw before. There's claw marks all over the house. It seems to be in a little bit of disrepair, but it's a nice house comparatively to all the other ones that you've seen here.
I have a random question, Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
The claw marks on the house, are they anywhere specific? That just kind of stood out to me a little bit. Like are they by like the windows? Are they by the door? Like,
Yeah,
and
go
if it's
ahead
if
and
it literally means nothing, you can just tell me to be like, it's just in there because it's in there. I don't know.
go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay.
He has mentioned it a couple times, so maybe you're onto something here, Zane.
Perception. Oh my gosh. Why do I always click on this twice? Disregard this roll. Okay, here we go. Here we go. A
Oh, that's
19,
even much
baby.
better though. Yeah.
That's a 23.
Okay, so as you kind of see these claw marks and things, you kind of think to yourself like, what's going on here? You kind of look around the rest of the yard, and you see that through the long grass and some of these weeds and plants and bushes, there's a lot of them that are trampled, and you can tell that they're wolf footprints, and there are some bare human footprints that appear to be, some are kind of half drug through the dirt and not necessarily the most stable of looking. So you can kind of assume that these things that were walking through created these claw marks that mostly are around the doors and the windows, almost as if they were trying to get into the home.
I see. Okay.
Yes.
I'll just keep that to myself for now.
Okay.
As we get up to the front door, I want to bang really loud on the door and say, Ismark, are you home?
And you hear a little bit of silence, and then you kind of hear the steps of someone coming to the door, and Ismark on the other end. You hear him say, "Who is it?"
Us?
We still don't really have a name for the three of us. It's us.
Okay, well,
Don't tell
tell
us
me
to come
something
in.
that would make me know
Don't-
that it was you.
Don't tell us to come in. Leave the door unlocked.
You...
Okay. And you
Oh, yeah, that works.
And I just turn the doorknob and just like slowly open the door. And I announce in, I'm coming in uninvited yet again, and then I walk in.
Okay. And you see again, Ismark has a large crossbow in his hands and his sword on his back. as you enter in, and he watches you, not as suspicious this time. He says, "Well, what have you found for me?"
Well, first off, man, we just gotta say if we're just gonna walk into your house every time we come over, so you know that we're not evil, you might as well give us a key or something.
Well, I don't trust you that much.
That's fine with me. At least leave it unlocked for us. How about that? If it's true that these baddies
Listen,
can't
let every
come
other
in.
thing on the block come in.
I thought you said that they can't come in uninvited.
Yes, but there's a difference between being aware and being stupid.
Can't argue with that. As I kind of like side glance Killian. Well, we found the source of the plague and got rid of it
Oh,
for now. It seems as though it was
Well,
caused
how-
by. Oh, go ahead.
yeah. How do you know?
Well, it seems as though it was caused by some bodies that were already infected at some point, that we're thinking dumped into the community well in town square. Now the innkeeper Eric been saying that his wine shipment is overdue. Less wine means more water drinking. Increase the rate of infectivity tenfold. That being said, when we were down there, or when I was down there, we killed some zombies the day before, and those zombies ended up in that well. How it is, we don't know. Which means somebody in town is putting them in there.
Well, that is quite interesting. Thank you for doing that.
Yep.
Um,
And as agreed,
I don't know who. I don't know who would be behind this. That is quite shocking, but you did very good. Thank you.
Do you...
Well,
Oh, go ahead, Silas.
I was gonna say whoever it was knew that we killed those zombies in the factory. Somehow. So I don't know if they're watching us specifically or they just got eyes all about the town. And I think the deal was we solved this problem for you and you get us something nice from the shop down there. As I see it, we've solved the problem. And if you want us to find this person that is responsible, well then, I think another deal could be arranged.
Well, yes, that is what I promise. Is it? Give me one moment. And he kind of walks into the study real quick, grabs a piece of paper, kind of writes down a couple sentences, flips it over, and puts his seal to kind of cover it up. And he hands
And
it.
while
He says, "Give this to." Oh yeah.
Oh, as he's like walking over, as I watch him do the seal, I actually remember the contract that we wrote with the shopkeeper. And I say, "Oh, is Mark, if it's not too much trouble, could you also put your burgermaster seal on this here legal contract that we signed in good faith and confidence in front of these witnesses?" As I sort of hand him the shopkeeper's note.
And yeah, and as he kind of finishes the seal, he hands you the letter, and then he takes the one that you have. And he kind of looks at it and he says, kind of reads it for a moment, Wait. Does this say what I think it does?
I mean, he's the one that wrote
Does
it
this
down.
mean that Bildrath, he owes you this much money?
Yeah, indeed it does.
This man, I have seen this man take advantage of literally his own family. How did you
Well-
do this? This is...
I mean, we just simply offered
Great
him
feat.
the merchandise, and he wrote down the price that he thought it was worth.
That is what happened.
Well,
Look, the way
by
I
the
see
Morning Lord, I mean, it is his signature, so...
it, and his handwriting.
Yes.
Look, the way I see it,
Well,
if it's true that he's been scamming this many people for so long, then might do him some good to be in the red for a little while.
you know, I couldn't agree more. Here. And he puts a little wax on it, pushes his ring in, kind of dries it off a little bit, hands it to you, and he says, there.
Thank
You go take a little money back.
Thank you.
Ismark, is there anybody in town that you don't trust or that's had a feud with your family for a long time that would conspire with an enemy of yours?
I mean, not that I can remember. Of course, there's squabbles and there's feuds between families, but everyone loved my father. And I have been protecting this town and these people for my whole life. And Irina, you've met her. She's happy amongst so much sadness. Like, couldn't imagine anyone in this town that would have it out for us, but you know, Strahd has many that are on his side. Again, the Vistani are all over. They're basically his lapdogs. They do anything that he asks. He has many creatures and animals that he controls that take many forms.
Kind of step
There's
closer. Oh, sorry.
No, you go for it.
I was gonna say, when he says that, I kind of step closer, and kind of looking over my shoulder at Killian. I whisper to Ismark, "Hey, is that true? What you just said, that the Vistani execute the orders of Strahd?"
Yes.
For
I
some
mean-
reason, I thought we were brought here by some Vistani to stop him, but I must be mistaken.
That's a good point. Have you ever heard of a Madame Ava?
Madam Eva. You know, I've heard stories of this Vistani leader of sorts. I've heard of whispers from adventurers of great power and futures being told. But I've never met any Vistani that I could trust. I've never met any Vistani personally. You, as he gestures to Killian, you are one of the only Vistani that I've known who's... Well, you're one of the only Vistani that I know. There's a few that own businesses here in the town. They seem well off, but I don't know. Me personally, I don't know if I can trust them. But, you know what, that's just me. Others may tell you differently. But I've made it long ways in my life believing what I do. And trusting who I will.
Well, we appreciate you taking a chance on us.
Yes, well, I've been thinking. And, well, let me rephrase that. Irena's been talking. And I've been trying to listen. But maybe I'm too hard on people. But I don't know.
You are quite intimidating.
Someone's got to be there. Well, that's good. Good to have somebody who can be trusted to protect the town. Who is now in need of protection. You know.
Yes, it is, but also don't forget that the town could use a little more Irina as well. Hope can be a very powerful thing in dark times.
You sound a lot like her. And just then, almost if on cue, Irina turns around the corner. And she says, "Now you. That is a very good point. Do you hear that, Ismark? You should be listening to these ones a little bit more." And he just kind of like shakes his head a little bit.
Are we standing or like where are we? Are we in the entryway in like a foyer?
He would have walked into like his office, which is kind of just off of the entrance, where you did the whole letters thing and he signed the paper. So you'd kind of be in that room, I would guess.
Well, if I was sitting, if there's room enough for us to sit and have the conversation.
Yeah, sure. There'd be some chairs. Mm-hmm.
When Irina walks in, I take off my hat and stand up.
Okay.
Seeing Silas do that, I'll reach for my hat that I don't have and then stand up.
Is
I'll do
Killian
the
sitting
same
there?
thing.
Oh.
I'll do the same thing. Can I
Do it.
Can I use prestidigitation to make it look like I have a hat on my head and take the hat off and tip it to her?
Don't you have a helmet with your armor?
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't you have a helmet?
I think it'd be funny. I'm gonna cast prestidigitation and I'm gonna conjure a cowboy hat on my head over my helmet.
Nice.
Do
And then-
you have
and I take
minor
it off.
illusion?
Oh no, I don't.
Okay, I would argue that a hat's a little
it
bit
a
too
little too big?
Could it be a
That's fair,
tiny
that's
hat?
Dang it.
Yeah, you could make like
tiny
the
cowboy
hat
That's what I was thinking.
big.
It's like a
Yeah.
tiny little hat.
But it's like when video games don't get the like programming right and like
Yeah.
things are overlapping. So like part of the hat is like overlapping
It's like
inside of his helmet.
Flipping
You know what I mean?
through the
Yeah.
inside of his
Yeah.
helmet.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do. I conjure a tiny cowboy hat on top of my helmet, and I tip it off to her.
And Ismark kind of looks at you all with confusion and kind of stands up out of like with a confused look on his face. And Irina is like, "Oh wow, There's much chivalry in this room. Thank you. You may
Nah, man, I'm just
sit.
a good woman. That's it.
Amen.
Thank you. You are very kind.
And I'll walk out of the way so she can sit in my chair if she wants.
Okay. And yeah, as she does, she kind of does a little like half curtsy to you and sits in the chair. So, I heard that you got rid of the plague. My brother couldn't do that for months. You did it in days.
He's got a lot on his plate now. It's not all on him. Don't forget that there's a lot going on here, and 3 people working on things is a lot faster than just one. But thank you for the compliment.
Yeah, that math checks out.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say too. I agree.
But
Yeah.
he's just being a little modest. We are quite amazing. But now we need to find the traitor in the midst of the town. Somebody threw bodies into that well. Somebody's conspiring against you.
Well, that is quite shocking, but I can't say I'm not surprised. I mean, feels like the whole world is kind of against us.
Can I roll something?
Yeah. What would you like to roll? Or what would you like to do?
Can I roll a d20 just for fun? I would like, as I kind of step out of the way, sort of off Irina's shoulder behind her a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look at her neck and see if there are any marks where a vampire might have bitten, however you say that.
Mm-hmm.
Smitten.
Yep. Because I would have seen them on Velix, so I know
You know what they look like.
somewhat what they look like. Like, this isn't like I've never seen them before. Like, I watched
Yeah.
Felix get killed right in front of me. So
That's true. Yes. Yeah, go ahead and roll me investigation.
with advantage, just kidding, I could roll it straight.
Oh,
that was
so close. That was like 22.
I hate that those two are next to each other. It
Yep.
actually bothers me.
Yeah. What's the final number?
2.
Just 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, her hair's kind of down and over her neck. You can't see much,
Okay.
but smart. I like that. And Ismark kind of looks at you all and says, "Well, again, it is greatly appreciated what you have done. It means a lot. I wish that I could give you more on this missing person, or this person behind these bodies, but I never made it as far as you did. So I don't know,
Well-
maybe you could talk to some people around the town. I know that I mean, it's not much of a help, but Mad Mary seems to be up all the hours of the night crying. I don't Father Donovich, he talks to a lot of people as he's the one who runs the church in town. And
Yeah.
Eric at the tavern, those would be probably my best bets. They see the most traffic of people.
Alrighty then. How far away is his father's funeral now?
You said it was in a week,
It would
right?
be. No, it was in 3 days from when you first came.
So it'd be
And then you've already done
day.
yeah, so it would be in 2 days. So you have excuse me, the rest of today, all of tomorrow, and then it would be that next day, which would be Saturday, that evening.
So the day after tomorrow in
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have some time? If there's anything that you would like to do, otherwise.
Okay.
Well,
All right. Well,
I think we should be off then.
agreed.
Well, if there's anything that you need, please just let us know. We would be more than willing to help out. Irina says as you kind of begin towards the door.
That's very kind of you.
You've been all too kind. I agree. Thank you.
Oh, also, I finally got their pictures working, so I can send you pictures of what they look like.
Yay.
Aw.
I
Awesome.
just remembered. So let me find those real fast.
And while he's doing that, give us a like and a follow, a subscription, because
We would appreciate it.
this is great, and we'd appreciate it, and we love to do this. Anything else? I'm bad at that. You do the plug-in, Zane.
Subscribe
It's
right now.
Yo, Irina looks freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Is she wearing plate mail all the time?
No, she's
I was
not.
gonna say. Looks freaking sick.
She looks so
I like it.
cool.
And then how do I toggle over to Ismark? Or have I missed Ismark?
It should have
already?
popped up with both of them.
Oh, yep, it did.
So, viewers, if you're away from your phone right now listening to us, come take a look. Ismark,
Yeah.
right there. Not what I thought he would look like at all.
Yeah, he does not look as tough as I imagined, not gonna lie. He kind of has a soft boy face to him.
Yeah. He
It's
kind
like a little bit of a surfer boy.
Yeah, oh for sure, with like long hair, like the super chiseled jaw.
Yeah.
I think Irina's evil.
He's got soft eyes.
You know, have you seen? Man, this is kind of a little tangent. The YouTuber Cody, I think is his name. I don't know the D4
Yes.
guy.
Oh,
on
the
YouTube.
deep
He
dive
does, like,
guy?
Yeah, the deep dive guy.
Yeah. I like. Yeah. He, has
He
really
kind
good
of
stuff.
looks like
Very in-depth.
Ismark a little bit.
Oh, I can totally see that. Like if he had longer
Yeah.
hair
Dang.
Yeah, just give him some long hair, like
and like more chiseled.
yeah.
Go check that guy out. He's
Yeah,
pretty, he's pretty
yeah, he
good.
makes
If you
great
have
content.
like
Some
character,
great-
lots of character creation,
great
stuff.
builds.
Lots of multi-classing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As
Um,
as we're leaving,
Go
I'm
ahead.
going to say, I am leaving uninvited, and I'll walk out the door.
Irina kind of gets a chuckle at that. And as you leave, they. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, I kind of nod at Ismark, and then in front of Irene, I just say, "Ma'am," as I leave.
I do the exact same thing. I just go, ma'am.
Kind of make your voice a little bit deeper.
Yeah. Put my chest out a little bit. Ma'am. Walk out the door.
And she kind of does this a little giggle and lets you out the door and says, "May the morning lord watch your travels."
And you.
She nods her head
I
and
do the
closes the
sign.
door. Oh, she'll do it back. And then she closes the door, and you again hear the locks as they lock up their house.
Locking up their house.
What was all this standing up for? Why did we do that?
I don't know why you did it, but
Well, I
it's
did it because
polite
you did
to-
it.
It's polite to stand up when a lady enters the room, especially to give her your chair if she needs it.
Hmm.
Etiquette is what it's called.
Silas, you truly are a very chivalrous, good person.
And might I
That's
just
very-
say that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, so I'd like to thank you both.
You're welcome. You're such a gentle man. A gentleman. Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
I'm going to let Killian walk on ahead a little bit, and I'm going to kind of like put my arm out in front of Zeno to make sure Killian's a few steps ahead. And as we walk, I'm going to say, "Do you hear what Ismark said about the Vistani?
Yes. What about it?
How do we, this kid?"
I mean, look at him. He's a goofball.
Yeah.
He's currently walking down the street like this.
I assure you,
That's a little
Silas,
prestidigitation to make yourself smell good.
I know evil, and Killian's not evil.
I'm not so sure.
Well, that's okay. You'll come
I'm-
around.
No, I'm just saying. I think maybe he's overstayed his welcome a little bit.
I humbly disagree, but I do understand your concerns. And I think we should be wary of Vistani. But I don't think Killian is the same kind of Vistani. I mean,
That doesn't
obviously,
make any sense.
well, he's not from here. He doesn't live here
He
permanently.
He says, how do we know he's not just been in the tail? We don't.
Well, I guess we don't really, but my gut instinct
Right.
tells me that he's okay. And I like him. Come on, it would be boring if it was just you and I. We need friends.
No,
Friends are
It would
good.
not. What about just you and I would make that boring?
Well, I mean, you have to admit it was more fun when we had Felix with us.
Silas just stops talking to Zeno once he says that. He just kind of gives a scoff and then walks off.
Where are you all
Scoff
headed?
is a wrong word. It's like a disgruntled noise, just like a.
You had to bring it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're headed to the shop.
Okay. So
Build
you head down from here down to the shop. So from E4 to E2.
Yep.
Okay. And again, as you pass the home of Mad Mary, you just hear crying.
Should we
Then-
should we check on her again?
Why don't we go over after the shop? How
Yeah,
about
let's
that?
do it later. I don't really feel like dealing with the baggage right now. Good call.
Yeah.
Okay. And as you enter the shop, there's a little ding ding as you open the door. And Bill Drath looks up and he says, "What can I... Oh, it's you. What can I do for you?"
We've come to collect.
But first, So I'm gonna hold up the letter from Ismark. We want you to read this.
Okay. He grabs it. Looks over it. Sees the seal and is like, okay. Breaks it. Quiet for a few moments as he reads it. Gets to the end. Rereads it. And then rereads it for a third time. And he says, okay. Well. I guess I've got to go get some stuff in the back then. And he goes in the back. And he's kind of back there grabbing some things. And as he's back there, the young man who you saw in the shop before kind of comes forward to watch over the shop, and he says, hello, what brings you fine travelers to town?
And remind me, is this Bildrath's nephew or son?
It is his nephew, and he's big, like he's built, right?
Like
And
Jack
tall.
big or like
Yeah.
like just
Yeah, like he's
Okay.
stacked. And says, I saw you in the other day, and you kind of gave my uncle a little heart attack. Whether for good or bad, but what brings you here?
I kind of look at the two of them. Oh, we're here to kill Strahd.
Oh. Well. Good luck. To you. Oh, and where are my manners? I'm Periwimple.
So it's Grandma.
Periwinkle?
Yes. Well, that's what they call me. Periwimple.
It's a great
Well,
name.
hold on. That's what they call you? What do you call yourself?
I call myself Periwimple. My
Okay.
my given name is Purple Centimere, but I go by Periwimple.
I can see why you go by that.
There, I like Periwimple.
Well, Parple. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
Yes, but I hope to see you around. You seem jolly for, well, whatever you are. But
You haven't happened to have made your way up to the factory, the old abandoned one, recently, have you?
oh, me? No, I would never set foot that place. That place scares the bejesus out of me. No, I mostly am here all day, just working from.
Do I believe him?
Go ahead and roll. Roll me an insight.
Nice.
A natural one.
Yeah. What is your plus to insight?
It's a 7 total.
7 total. Okay. Yeah. You believe him.
You should get out more.
Yes. Well, I don't know if you've been here too long, but there's not much to get out to, if you know what I mean. But I guess maybe some people enjoy. Then he kind of gestures to the weather. This climate.
Is it ever sunny here, or is it always like this?
It's always like this.
Hmm.
Although there was one time when I was young, I thought for a second that I almost saw the sun. But I don't know. It could have just been that I was staring in the sky too long.
Really?
Yes.
That's different.
So there's been other adventures that have come through here, right?
Oh, yes. Yes, there have been lots and lots. Lots and lots.
Any ones that stood out to you? Caught your eye? Different than the rest? Special? I don't. Any of the above.
There have been some interesting ones. Some of my favorites, though, have been the elvish people. I quite like them. They're very beautiful and interesting people. We've had a few of them come through. Yes, they're very
Elves.
very long hair, pretty with the pointy ears and
Like short, little, small.
no like I mean shorter than me. Yes, but
I'm talking like, and I like lower my hand down to my knee.
I think you're thinking of like a dwarf or a gnome.
What?
yes, I've seen a couple of those. They're not as I mean gnomes are kind of nice, but the bigger ones they're kind of tough.
No, gnomes?
You don't
You
have
mean like the-
dwarfs or gnomes where you're from.
I mean, we got little porcelain ones that got pointy hats and beards. Gnomes. Protect your garden.
What? What does that even
Guardians
mean?
of the garden. Like they're sentinels. Guards.
I mean,
Oh,
it's inanimate, and it's like a statue you put out there. Like it originally
animate it?
started. No, it
Like
doesn't.
does a wizard cast like a spell on it to like animate?
No,
oh, like
no,
a
no, no.
basilisk or something petrified it.
Neither of those actually. A craftsman makes them, just like he would any other porcelain, stone, wooden craft, and then somebody either purchases it or makes it themselves, and they set it out there. I think it has something to do with like the idea they ward off evil spirits, but I always thought that was just a dumb excuse to put an ugly looking thing in your yard.
Your world sounds
Man.
drab.
I would love to see this world someday. It sounds so beautiful.
Well, I'll
And-
tell you
and-
what, it's
And,
much more beautiful than this.
wow. Maybe one day. And just then, Bill Drath comes in and he says, "Everyone, get back to work. Get them back." And he goes, "Okay, yes, uncle." And he kind of goes back and begins sweeping and packing, lifting boxes and putting them up high, going through inventory and stuff. And Bill Drath says, "Don't mind him. He's an idiot. But, anyways, worked hard, big kid. Here's their stuff." And he kind of lays out a couple items. And he kind of goes through and tells you basically what they do. So there's the pipes of the sewers, which is like a flute that summons, I think it like summons like rats or something.
Cool. Did you roll for these,
Um,
or are you just giving them to us for fun?
What? Why do we have a
No.
bunch of stuff that summons rats? You have a hat that summons rats and this flute that summons rats. What else summons rats in this world?
I'm gonna be
Is there
the
like a
rat
shoe
king.
of rat summoning?
We're,
shoot.
we're meant to be the rat Pied Pipers.
You're meant to
Yeah.
just have. I mean, that's what this thing is. That was just a fun, uncommon item that I saw, and I loved it because you
Oh,
could
yeah,
just
no,
pull
it's
a
very
random
funny.
rat
That's
or
awesome.
a bat or a rabbit
Is-
out of it or something.
so
so
it's
the-
pipes of the sewers.
Pipes
Do they look
of the sewers.
So I'm envisioning like pan pipes, but do
Oh,
each
yeah, no.
individual pipe look like a sewer pipe? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Like just a lead pipe.
yeah, like
That's
yeah,
funny.
maybe they're made of metal.
Yeah, sure. And there's like intricate like swirls on them, like water, and then a little on the largest pipe. There's kind of a string with like some beads and like a little molded metal rat that kind of hangs off of it.
And a
Chunk
manhole
of
cover.
sewage.
There's a manhole cover on one of the flaps that you can like. kind of.
Huh.
Okay. And then there's Boots of the Winterlands, which you actually just got in the
Oh, the Tomb of
Tomb of
Horrors.
Ho Ho Horrors. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
go
it-
get that
Cold
a check.
resistance.
Go look at that.
Yeah. And then a drift globe.
Nice.
Hopefully you know what a drift globe is. Light.
That's awesome.
There's a potion of climbing, a potion of greater healing, and a hat of disguise.
Oh, it dibs.
Potion of climbing, greater healing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There are also 2 basic healing potions, but those he'll sell to you for cheaper, whereas these other things are going to be really expensive. But if you guys want, you can purchase those. They'll still be a lot of money, but
For discounted, then 500 gold pieces.
what?
I said they'll be cheaper than 500 gold pieces.
No, they'll be 500 gold pieces.
Well, a regular healing potion of healing, lesser healing. Oh, is it regular healing or lesser?
It's just a
healing?
regular, just a basic common,
Oh,
which I would normally probably sell to you guys for about 50 gold or less.
right.
But he has 2 of them for 500, but that's besides the point. The items that you can pick from are the ones that I listed off, just for your.
How many do we get to pick?
And he kind of looks and he says, "You get, as far as this leather goes, you get 1. I will give you 1 of these."
Give us a moment to discuss amongst ourselves, please.
Sure.
All right, which one are we taking?
I definitely thought he was giving us all of them. This is stupid.
Me too, but, we have to start somewhere. Hey,
Ismark
fair.
did say 1 magic item
yeah, he did.
per thing.
I know. I just, as a player, don't remember. So Silas definitely didn't remember.
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie.
Silas, do you even know what any of these do?
Well, he told me that hat could make me look like I was not myself.
Oh, that's right. He did explain. Sorry, I spaced out for a little bit.
That's all right. You, I assume, know what all these things do, right?
Most of them. Some of them I've never heard about, but that hat I'm very familiar with.
Obviously, I think I'd want the hat, but that's mainly because it would, I think, help the people of the city be less trepidatious around us. We could maybe not have to work so hard to get initial trust. We'll be able to move about a little more freely, because I honestly assume that this town is not the only town that will hate kind like me.
No,
So I can foresee.
even where I'm from, seeing an animated skeleton walk around is a little unsettling. It's not uncommon, but I'm
I would
okay with
vote.
that.
All right. That's my vote, but I guess really the only 2 that count are mine and yours as I look at.
And as you're saying
Zeno?
that, I'm going to say, Killian, what do you think? What's your vote?
I think it'd be extremely helpful.
It's settled then. Go get your hat, Silas.
What does the hat look like?
It's a fez.
I don't know. It can be whatever you want, but here's what I'm gonna say, because I am a fan of flavor over, whatever. So if you spend some time and maybe get with someone who knows a little bit of magic, you could essentially transfer its power to your hat so that you can
Yes.
flavor-wise still wear your hat,
Please.
do cool stuff.
Cool.
Because
Ooh, pick me. Pick me. I'll help you. Pick me. Right here. Right here.
You know how to sew hats?
Well, I've had to stitch myself together a few times.
I knew it.
As I hold up my hand with the missing finger.
I forgot about that. I mean, it's hard for me to part with my hat. I would prefer if there's some way for you to transfer the power over. I don't know if that's like replacing the line in or what, but I would appreciate the help.
It'll take time.
In a sense.
Ooh, Killian, you might be perfect for this. You know magic stuff, don't you?
Yeah, I know a few stuff. Are you just looking to transfer the properties of this hat to yours, Silas?
I mean, yeah, if you can do that. Is that something you're able to do?
Easy.
Pick him.
Easy.
Oh, I love it.
Easy, he says. Fine. And I look to Baltha Snar. What's his name?
Bildrath?
Bildrath. Look at Bildrath and I'll say, we'll take the dang hat.
Says, okay. Here it is.
What does the hat look like? I am curious, though. Because now it can be anything since it'll be my...
Yeah. I don't know. I always picture Hat of Disguise as like a little black,
bowler
like
hat.
Charlie Chaplin bowler
Yeah.
hat. Like, I don't know. That's just what I always picture him as. So I don't know.
Go with it.
That's what it looks like.
It's a little bowler hat, okay?
Yeah. And Bildrath kind of looks at you and he says, now, this letter here, it says that you may be back for future items.
Yep.
But I'm going to tell you right now, I need you to have one of these letters with this seal on it each time. Okay?
Fine with us.
Deal?
Deal.
Deal.
Good.
And then I pull out our contract. And I say, well, now we're here to collect in on some of our debts, lest you forget. And then I open the contract.
And
I
then
say,
he kind of gets a little sweaty.
and I say, and I made sure, and I kind of like hold it up and gesture at the seal, that this baby here was signed off and approved. So legally binding, twofold.
Okay, yes.
And I lay it on the counter while we make our deals.
All right.
I believe you said we had about 2,100 left. It's 7 apiece. Zeno, you want to start?
I
You
would
seem like you like to buy things.
I
You
would
like to get things.
love to kick things off.
Perfect.
I want 50 feet of hempen rope, a grappling hook, a healer's kit, a hunting trap, 10 oil flasks, a shovel, a crowbar, a forgery kit, a light crossbow, a set of hide armor, and 40 crossbow bolts. Please and thank you.
All right.
Wow, you were ready for that, Zeno.
And I'm just gonna assume you've got the prices all set aside. I'm
I
just
did
gonna
all-
let you guys do all the math.
I did
there,
all the
okay?
math on it. I sat there and
Perfect.
minused it all from 700 with the times
Perfect.
10 scamming crap.
No, Bildrath is the worst.
Hey, if there's one shopkeeper, we should. It's this guy. We could have all these. We could have all the magical items for free.
And I'm just gonna say, he goes and he gets all these things for you. What is it that? What about you, Killian or Silas?
Do you know what you want, Jeff?
I'm calculating all the totals first to make sure I don't exceed my threshold, so you can go first if you
Yeah.
want.
I'm just looking up the price for one thing. I don't know why I can't find it. I just need a hand crossbow.
Like a light crossbow.
Not a light crossbow, like a hand crossbow, like for like one hand.
Let's see what we can find.
Sorry, I was trying to look it up. I wasn't finding it.
This is prime time right here. Shopping business.
This is what you came for.
We know this is what everyone wants. Alrighty now.
That's why we came a little bit prepared.
Hand
Honor
crossbow is
as me and Zayna
75
both
gold.
like. So that's 750 gold.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll spot you some if you need it. Hold on.
How much did we have to spend each?
700.
700.
Mm-hmm.
I had 65 of my own. All. So I will just go ahead. Some of mine. So I will pay him 750 for a hand crossbow.
Okay.
Okay. And remind me again, how much did black powder and lead cost?
Same. So all of it's just going to be the same as ammunition.
Okay.
So whatever you'd
like
spend on
20
arrows,
bullets.
you
Okay.
would spend on the
So
stuff to
10
make those
gold would
bullets.
equals 20 bullets would equal 200 or 100 gold essentially.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what I'm figuring?
Yeah.
Oh boy. So okay. All right. And then I go up and I say, well, well, well. You got a barrel, a small one that can hold black powder in?
Sure. You want the barrel or the bag?
A black powder?
Hold it. We can get you a barrel or a bag.
I want a barrel to hold it, please.
All right.
Actually, I'll do 2 barrels, which is 40 gold pieces, 20 each.
Okay.
Even though it's
And
like a big
you
barrel.
want like
I'm just-
a small barrel, like that big, kind of a thing, or you want
yeah.
like a big barrel?
No, I want like bigger than a soda can, but smaller than like basically like the size of like a gallon. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
Does that make sense? But in barrel size.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Do you have the price of a normal barrel?
Yeah, it's two gold pieces. So 20.
2 gold pieces. Okay,
Yeah.
so just do it 20 for 2. So basically half the price
Cool.
of a normal barrel for a small one.
Cool. Yeah, and I'll take 2 of those.
Okay.
Black powder to fill each of them. One full, one about halfway full, which will be about 80 bullets worth.
Okay.
So I'm essentially buying lead and ammunition equivalent to 8 bullets, which will be 400 gold.
Okay.
5 oil flasks, 50 feet of hempen rope, iron spikes. I'll get 20 of those. I'll get 2 bags of ball bearings, a whetstone, 10 candles, a steel mirror, and a bottle of ink if you can spare it.
Okay. And he goes in and he gets all the stuff.
Okay.
Well, that is quite the spread you all got.
Well, this kid only got one thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
They didn't even get any ammunition for it. We'll see how that goes.
I'll put 20 gold on the table so he can have 40 bolts. For his bolts, please.
All right.
Thank you, Zeno.
You're welcome, Killian. Now I'm financially invested in you, so you have to stick around.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood the price of bullets. So it'd be 10 gold for 20 bullets if I silvered them. Is that what you were saying? Meaning earlier?
No, it's 10 for 20 just regular ammunition.
Gotcha.
So that would be 100 just
Yeah,
for your
okay.
ammunition.
Yep. Okay. All right. I
He's
did
gonna.
not misunderstand.
Yeah, I was gonna give Killian a couple bolts for cheap, anyways, because he spent all of his money.
I did, dude. I didn't have enough to buy bolts.
Well,
so
I
I'll
mean,
It's
borrow
alright, I
him
got
to.
if
Yeah,
we're
we'll
really
give
was
him-
ex-
hunting
that's expensive.
vampires, all you really need is just a sharpened stick, yeah?
Well, not really.
Well, if you hunt vampires, you need best equipment there is.
Oh yeah, and what would that be?
Sometimes a simple solution will do.
Well, those are the people who die. You want top of the line stuff, don't you? Do you not? Don't you want to be
Like-
prepared?
Like what?
Well, and he kind of goes in the back and he grabs like all of this exquisite stuff and things. And he says, "Look, like things like this. You know, do you need your silvered equipment and your metal-plated spikes and anything else that you your traps and things. You know, only the
Well-
best for the best, right?"
And I'm like, and I look around and I go, well, we got silver weapons. And I look and I point at Zeno. I said, he just got a trap,
Hmm.
and I just got spikes. So, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's all 3 things you just named.
Well,
Thank you kindly.
all right. Well,
Mm-hmm.
thank you for your business. See you.
You as
So-
well.
And as you leave, ding ding. Ding. And as you leave the shop, you again, the square is highly active, and kind of close by is Granny M. And she kind of walks over to you and says, "Well, adventurers, how did you like those pies that I gave you?"
They were exquisite.
Good.
They, how do you make them? Are they magical?
Well, yes, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know, each recipe is slightly different, but we do have a magic mill that we use to imbue it with some powers and things to give its benefits.
How does that work? Like the mill itself is magical?
I mean, yes, and you know,
Does that imbue the like the baked goods with like the magical properties?
Yes, and my family's been in business for a long time. Me and my daughters, we run the shop and we dabble a little bit in well, we know how to use cooking magic, so we can get it what it needs. Real quick, Jeff and Zane,
Mm-hmm.
do you want to remove your headphones? Would you like to keep them
Yeah.
on?
Sure, we can remove them.
Okay.
Boy.
All
Just
right.
give us the thumbs up when you're ready.
10. Zeno,
Mm-hmm.
you notice that as Granny M is coming and talking to you, she is eyeing you greatly. And you hear her voice in your head. And she says, as she's talking to the other two, this is going on simultaneously. She says, "So, you made a deal with the mother. I can smell it on you."
You know her?
Yes, I do know her. She is the mother of all, of our kind. But you're different. You are a male, and that is interesting.
No wonder your pies are so delicious.
Yes. You seem special.
I've always felt like I am, but it's nice to be seen from someone else.
Yes.
Are there
Wait.
others of our kind?
There are few in these lands. Me and my sisters, my daughters, we run the mill. And there's another who was the mother's old champion. But I smell change in the winds.
Are you
I look
inferring
forward.
that I'm the new champion?
I'm inferring that you could be. And if you are, I am in your service. I will do what you wish. As she you see that as she's talking to the other two, she does a hard gesture at the other two. She says, "Whatever you need only ask. But please, come by the mill, and we will help you on your journey."
I look forward to it.
Yes. And may the Queen Mother guide you.
May darkness be your path. Oh my
Okay.
gosh!
That's
Well,
quite the
I
long exchange.
Yeah, that was a lot to notice in a few seconds of us standing there.
Well, if you wish to ever stop by, I am always here to help. And again, the pies they are here if you need them.
Yeah.
Also, just some context for you guys, just so you know, you guys have been having a conversation with her the whole time.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What are we
So
talking
yeah,
about?
you don't notice anything different. You're just talking to Granny M. So
Random, normal banter, just kind of, what do you put in the pies? Is it human meat? I don't know.
just the
Maybe
normal
not.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she talks a little bit about the town and how they're gloomy, and she just wants to bring a little bit of joy into people. And she, does it through her pies mostly, and it brings people happiness, and that's enough for her to continue the business. She says, "Well, if you ever need anything else, you know where to find me, and I do travel around town, around the country, so when my supplies run out, I will return home. You're always welcome at the mill."
Well, yeah, I mean, we own it, so.
Well, that may be true, but please stop by. I urge you to at least see the business, see the good that we do for people.
No,
And
we,
maybe
we,
change
we
your
plan
mind.
to. We plan to, for sure.
Yes, well, good luck.
You as
And,
well. It's always good to see you, Granny.
Yes. May the Morning Lord guide you on your way.
May the
And-
morning lord guide you.
May the morning Lord guide you.
She kind of walks back to her cart and continues to sell pies.
You're getting the
What?
hang of this, Silas.
What a nice woman. Who is the morning Lord?
The coolest dude ever.
Yeah, that gives me context.
He is. I mean, I don't want to tell you stuff that you already know. But he is the Lord of the Morning.
Okay, what does that mean?
It means that, I don't know. I was always told as a kid that, the Morning Lord, would guide our path, and, he was the god and, I don't know, a being of goodness,
Have you
guiding
ever-
people to their destiny and this, that, and such.
Have you ever heard of like a push and a pull?
No. What do you mean by that?
I mean that the Morning Lord is essentially the keeper of the light and the goodness and the everything that comes with that, everything that encompasses that. And the Raven Queen is the keeper of the night. They work together to keep balance. And although they oppose each other, they work symbiotically together. Is that a fair?
Gotta have both of them.
Is that a fair
Can't have one without the other.
explanation, Killian?
That was a great explanation, Zeno. It's almost like you, how do you know about the morning?
Just heard
They have-
in passing, nothing particular,
Okay.
but I've heard the name before, and seems like a good enough god.
So, morning Lord, what are his like symbols? What are his?
Isn't it the sun?
Yeah, it's the
Tyson?
rising sun. Is what it's
the rising
called.
sun.
And so it kind of looks like a symbol of just like an elaborate
Half
sun.
a sun.
Yeah, half a sun.
Oh, okay. Half a sun. That makes
Mhm.
sense.
And they usually they'll
Yeah.
like if it's in like a ring or a circlet or something, it would be like half and then the sun on top, kind of a thing.
Mm.
So,
Gotcha. Yeah.
Interesting. You think this priest up at the church? It's who he worships.
If he's a good priest.
I mean, so do bad priests worship the Raven Queen?
Probably. That checks out.
I mean, it's morality's a very gray line.
Don't I know that? What time is it about?
It would probably be about 5 or so, kind of starting to get late, but not too late.
And the parade comes at midnight?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, unless you want to just kind of waste, just like flash forward to the parade
hold
and
on. We will, but in just a second.
Okay.
Well, seems like we can kind of kill two birds with one stone here. We can talk to Father
Donovich.
Duke and Donovich, and and also see this this parade that Ismark was talking about, whatever that may be.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
I know that happens a
parades.
little bit later, like at midnight. We got a few hours left. Why don't we split up and have a little time on our own? Maybe find out what we can in the city about any persons of interest, and then meet back up at the church at around 11:30.
Sounds like a plan to me. I could
Great.
use some me time.
And then Silas turns around and walks away.
So you are all splitting up 3 separate ways until
Apparently.
nighttime to all meet up at the church.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Um,
Sorry to throw this at you.
no, you're
Unexpected
good. I
thing.
just want to know, how much would you all like to remove your headsets versus listen in? I'm fine with whatever. And if there's something in particular that you'd like to do without the others listening, we can go one by one, but
Um,
I don't think I have. Like, I texted you kind of what I wanted to do if an opportunity came up, but I'm okay if they hear.
okay.
Silas is definitely doing something by himself, so that the other party members won't be there. But if you as players want to listen, that's up to you. I'm not going to say you can or can't.
Perfect. We'll just leave it up to them. So, who would like to go first? Silas, you kind of seem like you know what you're doing. So,
Yeah,
is it okay
I'd
if we
love
start
to.
off with you?
That's great. Silas goes first to the inn to get Lancelot.
Okay.
And then, whistles for him to come after him. He's going to go on the road and he's going to start walking towards the death house.
Like outside of town?
Mm-hmm. Because it
Okay.
would take a couple hours to get there, right?
Yeah, yeah, probably 4 to 6 or so.
Okay. If I go quick, can I go there and back? I'm not going to spend much time there.
For flavor's sake, sure.
Thanks. All right. Because if not, I can always do it later on a long rest.
Um,
And I'm kind of like trying to teach. I guess that's not going fast. Anyway, I'm walking quick. And while I'm walking. Anyway, never mind. I'm just there. I'll be there. And I'm gonna go to Velix's grave. Is there anything that has changed since a few days ago when we left it?
not a whole lot. It's the pile of dirt's definitely sunken in a little bit. It's kind of settled. The singular flower that was there is still growing, but it's pretty fresh, only a few days, so not much has changed.
I'm going to sort of squat down and look at the grave. I'm gonna say, "Hey, kid. Not quite sure where you are, or really if you could even hear me, but I need to talk to somebody, and well, you're the first person that I thought of. I know now why I took such a liking to you. I had a memory come back to me of my family before all of this, and there was a boy. I had a son about your age. I bet you two would have been friends. We got a new fella that's starting to go around with us, and I don't know about him. Sure, he means well, but I don't know if I see too much of me or in him, or if it's his age, but I'm just terrified he's gonna get himself into trouble. And that me and Zeno won't be there to get him out of it, like you. But we're figuring it out. How we're gonna, kill Strahd and all. It's gonna take a lot longer than I thought, but seems like we got nothing but time in this place. And I just wanted to tell you that I wished that morning that you could leave this place and be happy. And you know what? Maybe you are. So in a terrible, twisted way, maybe my wish was granted, or maybe that's just what I tell myself to make it hurt less. Either way, kid, I'm gonna miss you. And I'm gonna pull out of my pocket the little woodworking object I've been working on these last several long rests.
Okay.
It's not as nice as the horse, but it's nearly finished. And it is a little Velix, or my best attempt. I say, I don't know if I'll ever make it back here. But if I don't, just know that I'm carrying you with you. Carrying you with me. And I set the figurine down next to the horse. And then I get up and I get the carving knife that I stabbed into the tree. And I take it out and I say, I love you, Felix. And then I just kind of take a deep breath and then notice the time and whistle for Lancelot as I walk quickly back.
And
That was really sweet.
yeah,
That was really sad.
Hey, it's your turn, guys. What are you gonna do?
yeah. Who wants to follow that up?
I see Connor go, I have no idea what I'm going to do.
Okay. I'd like to kind of prowl the streets to see if I can find any people who just look down on their luck.
Okay.
Specifically somebody who's by themselves.
right. As you kind of wander around the town, you, as it's getting later, you know, people kind of start to head on in. You kind of go through away from the busier streets and kind of more towards the residential areas. And
Okay, sorry, continue. Just before I approach this person or they see me, I want to cast Disguise Self.
Okay. And you kind of come across someone kind of staggering around, maybe appears to be a little drunk or hungover, kind of leaning up against one of the homes.
I will cast Disguise Self on me and I just want to look like it's like a normal human, late 40s, with dark robes and nothing ornate, just very dark robes with a hood up on my head.
Okay. And as you get closer, this person appears to be kind of an older man who kind of walks with a cane, and he's grumbling about something in kind of a drunken slur. But he definitely does not notice you or anything.
Hello, friend. How are you this evening?
What'd you say? As he kind of whirls around. Oh, who are you?
I am a friend. Someone here to offer you an opportunity if you would be so inclined.
Oh, go ahead and roll me a persuasion with advantage due to inebriation.
It's a 15.
Okay. He kind of looks at you and he's like, what kind of opportunity are you talking about?
Well, you see,
You have job here?
it's less of a job and more of a exchange. See, I am somebody who deals in certain elements of fate, stitching fate and helping those who might be down on their luck to turn that around. And you, my friend, seem to be down on your luck.
Well, fate, I don't believe in fate, but if you here for opportunity, I could help opportunity sound good. My life is not good. You probably don't want to hear, but my life full of, as they say, horse manure. I don't have anything but penny to my name. If you turn that around, I'll give you whatever you want. I will kiss the feet of your donkey, as they say.
Whatever I want, I assure you that your reward will be quite handsome. I have an offer to turn things around. If you give me your all, give me your essence, then I in turn will be able to make you more than everything you've ever imagined. All your wildest dreams will come true. All it takes
Roll
is
me
a
another-
signature. Just a little signature.
Roll me another check.
Advantage or just
You know,
regular?
Steal someone's soul.
Yeah, advantage.
Okay.
I knew Xeno was evil.
Perception or perception? Persuasion or deception?
I will let you choose either.
Okay.
If you feel as though you are perceiving or persuading or deceiving more, I will let you decide.
Okay. Let's go. 21.
Blackjack.
He says, "Well, I don't know half words you say, but if that's all it takes, where do I sign?"
Ooh, I promise this will be the best decision that we've ever made.
And I will pull out a contract that I have. Well, can I just say that I've written it up? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll pull out this contract and hold out a pen to him and a bottle of ink.
Just sign on the line, and you'll be rewarded.
And he kind of foggy-eyed looks at the quill, looks at you. "Well, if you can promise all this, I don't have reason not to, so..." Kind of grabs it, sloppily writes his name. Says, "There."
And since you're not a believer in fate, if it doesn't work, it was just a signature, right?
"Yeah, but why don't you buy me drink before you write my signature, right?" As he kind of tries to make a joke that makes no sense.
I'll give him 2 silver.
And say, how about you go buy your own drink and forget that we ever met? And wait, and know your reward will be here soon.
And he grabs it and looks at you like this is so much money, right? And he's like, "Wow, that was like very worth it to this man." And he grabs it and kind of makes his way back towards the tavern.
If they were all this easy, then
I say to myself,
the amount of friends we would have would be innumerable.
and I'll roll up the little scroll and I'll go hide it in my hut. My hovel.
Okay.
And then I'll make my way towards the
church.
towards the church, and I'll probably just park my
Or
hut somewhere along the road there, and then just go inside and do some work and file away this contract.
Okay.
I'm not evil, okay? You don't know. You don't know if I'm
Put in the
evil
comments
or
what you
not.
think the contract is about. Did Xeno
Just
just steal someone's soul? Did he just steal
Give
someone's
me
name?
your essence.
Are they his
Give
magical
me
slave now?
you, and you'll have what you want. That's evil.
No, it's not.
Hashtag evil. I would know.
I would know.
Zane would know.
You're hashtag not evil. Okay.
Hashtag go
Yep.
watch / listen to Theros to know what we're talking
Yeah, go
about.
Seriously though, go check out Theros.
Yeah, go check it out. That's really good.
Our Theros campaign. That wasn't clear.
All right, Killian, what would you like to do? On the spectrum of make the audience cry or do something
Evil.
very sketchy, where are you gonna fall?
Ooh, definitely on the sketchy level, for sure.
Nice, nice.
Like 9 on the sketchometer, if you know what I'm talking about.
All right, what would you like to do?
We're gonna honestly, I don't really have like a huge plan. We're gonna bounce some idea. We're gonna see what happens here. Killian's gonna go back to the hotel room.
Okay.
And I'm gonna look around. Is any of Silas's gunpowder stuff around? No,
No,
he takes it with
would
him.
have packed. Yeah, he would have packed it up.
Okay. Any of the bullets?
No, he would have taken it with him.
No. Can I do some kind of perception check to see if maybe he left one behind or something?
Sure.
Can
Maybe
can
one fell
I-
off the floor, or like stuck in the middle of the floorboards, or rolled under the bed. I don't know.
Can I just ask Tyson that he and I both roll d20s, and whoever rolls higher wins, essentially?
Sure.
Because I don't think Silas would have left one, because like he knows exactly
Yeah.
how many bullets he has. But
Yes.
maybe as he was picking them up and loading them into his gun, he might have accidentally knocked one off the table and it rolled under the bed. But what I'm saying is, rather than me just being like, yeah, he left one, because I don't honestly think he would, let fate decide. So
That's fine.
just
I
straight D20s.
fully agree. Straight D20s.
That's fine. Yeah, no. I figured it would be like a luck check or something like that.
Yeah. We all know what everyone's dice look like by now.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll them
Ready?
out
We're gonna
there.
roll on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that was close.
14.
That was close to it. That was close to a natural 20. That's still pretty high. Come on, Tyson.
No, you
Where's-
roll.
Me?
Zane.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Tyson.
Here we go. Yeah,
I
that was my
I
bad.
meant Zane.
Okay.
That was
Alright.
my bad.
Yeah. Oh,
Here we
yeah.
go,
I
here
was
we
waiting.
go.
I was waiting on Zane.
Let's see what happens, baby.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. Unbeknownst to Silas, after he made his silver bullet, as he was picking up the other ones, one of them was knocked off the table and kind of rolled under the bed.
One of the silver ones.
No. I only made one silver
Oh.
one. I'm just saying, while
Oh,
he
I
was
see.
doing that, he was distracted. He was
My bad.
all
my bad.
fired up about killing Strahd, so he accidentally knocked him over and didn't notice.
Gotcha. Pluck that little bad boy off the floor. Killian looks at it, observes it, checks out all the little pieces and how it fits together. He saw Silas, like making tons of these the other night. Saw kind of him putting the black powder in there and the little casing, smushing them together to fit the bolt on there. So I get a good general sense of how it works. And dude, I almost said Felix instead of Killian. Because we're getting to some mischief here. Okay, yeah. Killian takes his little handy dagger out, gives it a flip in the air, takes this little bullet, and he carves a little symbol etches a little symbol into the bullet. I'm trying to think of where. We're gonna put it right on the like the head of the bullet, like not on like the casing, but right on the head, right where it
yeah.
like
The actual projectile.
Yep. It's just like this little symbol, and it glows purple and it pulses. It goes, wom, wom, and then it stops. And then I stick it in my pocket and actually, do I put it in my pocket? Yeah, I put it in my pocket. Anyway, and now I'm gonna go downstairs to the inn.
Okay.
I don't know, and then just I see what that was the only thing that I kind of had like, I was like, oh, maybe
Okay.
that could be cool. But I just go down to the inn. Well, we'll see what happens, I guess.
Okay.
If
So you
if
just kind of
don't
go
have
down there
anything,
and
cool.
yeah. Do you like maybe get some food and maybe a drink or
Sure, yeah.
something?
Yep. With what
Okay.
little money I had left to my name.
Yeah, and he, the wine would maybe cost a little bit extra, but the food he kind of, gives it to you as Ismark's kind of paid for most of your guys' stay here. And you're kind of sitting there for a little bit, just watching people. You hear people come in and get food, get some supplies, and leave, and some come in and stay. But most people don't actually pay much attention to you, being as you are just kind of sitting there like a normal human. You don't look very interesting, and that's kind of weird that people aren't really staring at you like these last few days have been. And then eventually you see this gentleman who kind of fumbles into the bar, and he says, I just made the greatest deal of my life. And he goes up to the bartender and he slaps down these 2 silver. And he says, I'm going to get drinks for me, and I'm going to get drinks for everyone. And you hear some people kind of nod and others kind of raise a glass and some cheer. But there's not a whole ton of people in here. And, they get him some drinks and go around and pass some things, and they hand you a glass as well.
Ooh,
And
thanks.
And you just kind of see as this guy just kind of wastes away at this bar.
Mm.
And eventually, unless there's something you'd like to do in the midst. You notice that it's kind of getting late as you
Mhm.
peer out the window. The sun's coming down, and you know that you were supposed to meet them at sundown at the church.
As I eat my dinner, Killian's gonna he's gonna go around to some of the tables, grab some of the forks and spoons and knives from off of them, and as he eats, he's going to construct a little makeshift catapult out of the silverware and use it to like pull, and he pulls back this spoon on there and lets it rip and builds like flings a piece of food across the bar.
Roll me a dex, like a dexterity like attack essentially, just to
Okay, so I
see
would just add
how
my
good
dex to
you're
it.
aiming this. Yeah.
Let's see. Is there anything fun to aim at, like so I can have like something to aim at, or I
the
I
drunk
don't
guy
know.
who just made a best deal of his life.
Yeah, you could aim at a person. You could aim like in a drink. You could aim.
Oh, definitely into a drink for sure. Like oh no, not one on the bar. We'll say the drunk guy. He seems like an easy target. I'm aim for his drink.
Okay.
Oh,
my
man.
gosh.
Oh, nice.
I was kind of hoping it'd be bad.
Okay, so I was gonna say getting it into the drink would be a DC 20 because that's pretty difficult, but hitting a person would be like a DC 10. So you kind of aim this thing back,
Ooh.
and you fling it.
Do the calculations in my head. Ooh, velocity versus.
And as it kind of flies, it plops into this drink, and this guy has no clue. And he just keeps drinking.
I just yell bullseye, and then I just get up and I'll just walk out.
Okay.
Did anyone see it? Did any of the patrons see it?
No one saw it.
No, no one saw it. Nice. I go around to give someone a high five, like if someone saw it. And I was like, nobody saw, so I'm just like,
Yeah, no.
I give myself a high five and I walk out.
Okay. And then you head to the church.
Yep.
All right. So as you head to the church, you see sitting in front well, first off, sitting on top of this hill as you're approaching stands a gray, sagging stone and wooden church. The church has obviously been weathered. And you can see that it has had, similar to the mansion, the Burgomaster's mansion, assaults of evil creatures and things have been warded off for what appears to be maybe even centuries. The bell tower rises towards the back, and flickering light shines through holes in the shingled roof. Towering in the distance behind the church, as if a stone pillar, sits Castle Ravenloft. And you see, sitting in front of the gate of the church, a shell, a giant shell, that you have come to know to be Xeno.
Dino.
You just see the shell. I'm not in it. Like, I'm in it, but I'm down in it.
Yeah.
Oh, I knock on the shell. Donk, donk, donk.
Who is it?
It's me.
Oh, hi, Killian. Give me just a moment. I'm putting some things away.
I'm gonna get, never mind.
And after a moment, I'll make my way up, pop my head out, like put my hands up, kind of over the top, and then slowly bring my head up.
How are you? How was your you time?
It was good. It was good. Very productive.
Good. Mine was as well. I made a new friend.
You got a lot done.
I did. Quite a bit. It was a lot easier than I anticipated. The people in this town are kind of stupid.
Oh.
But,
Yeah.
More friends, right?
True. I shot a piece of meat into someone's drink and they didn't even notice. So, like...
That's fun. Like, you threw it or, like, you shot it out of a gun?
No.
What do you mean?
I shot it out and catapulted it over. Nobody saw it.
Where'd you get a catapult from?
Oh, I built it. Out of stuff. Just whatever was around.
So you just...
It was a tiny one.
So you just gathered random bits and bobs and threw them together into a functioning catapult.
Mostly silverware.
That's more impressive, Killian. That's very fascinating.
Honestly, it was the shot that I felt like was impressive.
Yeah,
But nobody even saw it.
Well, I am disappointed that I didn't see it because
These people are oblivious.
They are truly. A truer statement has never been said about them. But
So rude of them.
most of them seem to be good people. Just a bit hopeless.
You know,
Okay.
it definitely does seem that hope is in short supply here.
Yeah, kind of like this church. It looks a little disheveled.
It's very creepy.
So I'm going to say that the both of you actually sit here for quite some time waiting for Silas to join you. almost to the point where you don't know if you should go looking for him or if he's ever going to show up. But as you sit there, you eventually see, wandering up the path, your friend, Silas.
Well, it's about time you show up. I thought you would maybe run off, go to fight Strahd or something stupid.
Not yet.
Also, I was meaning to tell you earlier, you really should be careful who you tell our plan to about killing Strahd.
Why?
Because he controls this land and we have no idea who works for him and who doesn't and who serves him.
I hope he knows we're coming.
Yeah, but it might be better if he doesn't. The element of surprise could be a very powerful ally to us. I'm not saying don't tell people, just be cautious in who you tell.
Anything else?
Yeah, what's got you in such a dumpy mood?
Nothing. Let's go talk to a priest.
Yeah, that always cheers me up.
Yes, me too.
And as you begin to approach this church, you hear the bell begins to ring. And it ding, 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 as it kind of rings. And almost right on cue, you see
We don't own tokens.
you don't know what you see. What is it?
Oh,
Right.
whoa!
You see an eerie green light emanating from the graveyard. From the light emerges a ghostly procession. Faint images of men and women wearing cloaks, armor, and all manner of clothes, wielding staffs, long swords, and battle axes, march forth from the graveyard. Their numbers growing by the second. They travel down the street and up the old Svalich Road. You watch them as they continue on past the town and almost out of sight. And you remember what Ismark told you. How this is what happens to those who fight against Strahd. And that's where we're going to end our session for today.
Oh, it's so good.
Dang.
Oh my
Ah!
gosh. That was awesome.
All right, everyone, thanks so much for watching. You can follow us on our socials below. If you like what we do and you want to support us on Patreon, you can do so. We have a link down below, or PG-DND. We'll catch you next time. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, we love you.
We love
Goodbye.
you. Bye.
Bye.